Hello, hello. Thanks for stopping by my channel. My name is Valerie Oakley, also known as Coach Val. I am a certified independent Optavia coach as well as a health and transformational coach. I have been reading through your life book in a read along series. We are on element 24, your journey to higher consciousness. Now, this life book is part of a book bundle. The other book is called Dr. A's Habits of Health. Dr. Andersen is the author of the books as well as the co-founder of Optavia, which is a health and wellness and personal development company. And we customize programs and work with our clients to create optimal health and well-being in their lives, as well as help them get unstuck and remove things that hold them back from becoming the best version of themselves so that they can create the life that they want. So there are links in the description on how to access things that I'm talking about, how to get in touch with me, how to get some free gifts. Check out the page, look at what resonates with you, make some comments, ask some questions in this element. If anything resonates with you, contact me. Love to hear from you and learn what you're working on and how I can be support or refer you to somebody that is more aligned with you. And like, subscribe, share, do all those things that you do on YouTube, and that will help me out. And without further ado, let's dive into your journey to higher consciousness. So the average time to complete this element, you see, I had to like move us to the beach to start talking about this kind of stuff. So the average time to complete your element is 1 to 2 weeks. And what we're going to do is we're going to explore how to grow, learn, and develop your consciousness. We're going to learn about the 4 levels of consciousness. We're going to decide what's truly important to you and then bring that into being. As you develop emotional coherence or mastery, you're adding the keystone on which all adult psychological maturity is based. This skill set plus puts you firmly in the driving seat of your life. It puts you in control and really sets the stage for all future growth. Your level of awareness and self-awareness will continue to expand as you become a higher version of yourself. Most of us settle in a rather fixed level of awareness and maturity because it's all our world was asking of us 30 years ago. It's because everything is changing so rapidly that the need to progress our awareness and advance our level of consciousness has never been more important. It's like a fish swimming in water. It has no idea that it's swimming in water, even though its whole life and very existence is determined by water. We as humans are swimming along in our own river of consciousness. We have a tendency to think that everyone else is swimming in the same pool, seeing the same things, feeling the same feelings, thinking the same thoughts, and looking at the world in the same way. And it's just not true. As we decide to grow, learn, and develop our consciousness, we will expand to a bigger and bigger river. And then our experiences and thoughts will become wider and deeper. Our reality will become clearer, and our depth, perception, and insight will grow. There are several books written on the progressive level of consciousness. For the moment, let's limit it to 4 progressive states that are specific to reaching optimal health and well-being, which will serve you well in your social world. Each of these levels builds on the previous level. So as we grow from one level to the next, the landscapes become more complex. We'll begin to add contrast to how we think, which will also add potential challenges. And as we discuss each of these levels of consciousness, write down at which level you currently sit and what has to happen for you to progress to the next level if you want to. Since it's all about consciousness, all of the lessons from Element 4, Part 1.6 in Dr. A's Habits of Health, you in charge of yourself, setting up for success. And the material in this element and the previous element will help you determine your current level and also give you some insights on how to progress. Level 1, self-interest. Survival, belonging, feeding our self-esteem. This is the normal level of development that we'll go through from our birth until we leave parental authority. It's very much about our ego and making sure that we're being looked after. We look at life through our own eyes, and everyone else is secondary. And by the time we finish high school, we've learned a skill set that allows us to negotiate our world. And this is much like a cookbook. While we're at this phase, it's common to have the orientation that it's us against the world. We have a tendency to blame everything either on ourselves or someone else. We're very much about our identity and may feel separate to society. Many people, unfortunately, get caught in this level for their whole life and never work on growing out of it. They become a victim and never rise above the struggles of everyday life. And many people live comfortably at this level. Are you at this level? When you're at this level, you will find yourself below the line a lot. There usually is a feeling of scarcity, that there's not enough love, money, friends, and that there's a threat to your security, approval, or control. I don't mean to, I was laughing because there were some people I could think of that are doing that in my life in particular. It wasn't any kind of judgment on anybody. So you have a tendency to blame and find fault, and your ego is in charge and wants to be right all the time. So your personal comments, there's room for that on page 485. The way to progress at this level is knowing where you are and shift back above the line. That means when you're contracted with fear or sense some sort of threat, you stop before responding and recognize that you slipped below the line. You become fully aware of the emotions and shift your consciousness back to your thinking brain. And then you challenge, why are you feeling this way? And then you choose to shift back into a state of being open, curious, and willing to learn by taking some deep, centering breaths, changing your body posture, and feeling love and acceptance. Stop taking yourself so serious and laugh at yourself and have some fun, like I was just doing. And be open to letting your coach help you. Level 2, your actualized self. We're now moving beyond what was taught to us and are ready to explore what really matters to us as an individual. We need to figure out what works best for us in the world. We may even change our orientation and identity as we find out what's important to us, thereby moving beyond the cookbook we learned growing up. Discomfort is the price of a meaningful life. We've heard that before, the other element. It means you'll have to get out of your comfort zone in order to grow and learn. And you just will. A caterpillar can't learn how to become a butterfly without going into the chrysalis, right? So your personal comments, and there's some space for that on page 486 to just kind of write down what is resonating with you right now, no matter where you are in your growth journey. Just write down where you are now. At this level, we take responsibility for our life and make the decision to be in charge. Once we take this position, we start growing and everything becomes possible. This is the breakout that starts to change everything. At this level, you define what you want and can move toward making it a reality. In terms of your health and well-being, the habits of health is your operating manual with the strategies, tactics, and guidance to help you become a higher version of yourself. This will lead to optimal, healthier, and well-being, and most probably a more successful life as defined in the last chapter. In the structural tension chart below, you can see that you can now create the life you choose, as long as you pay attention to the secondary choices that set you free, and if you're open and curious with the desire to grow. In addition, if you're open, coachable, and teachable, open to applying feedback, and you're willing to do the work, this level of your development will be exciting and fun. You begin to expand your consciousness beyond that of most others. So there's a diagram on page 487 about that, whether you're closed, defensive, and committed to being right, or if you want to move towards your secondary choices, which is being open, curious, focused on learning, centered on your growth, open to feedback, have abundant thinking, and you're action based, you're ready to take action, then you're moving towards optimal health and well being. And during the phase of taking responsibility, you will have plenty of moments when you're going to be below the line because it's change. You're fighting against it. Your increasing awareness will help you see that you've gone below the line, and you can quickly decide to shift back to the responsible vantage point and not descend into the drama triangle. The drama triangle, like you're a victim of everything. So that's going to create a better outcome in support of both your desires and those belonging to other people. So the healthy mind shift. With desire, decision, and with focused practice, you can become the dominant force in your life. And of course, your coach remains an integral part of your growth and your progress. Reach out. Level 3, your integrated self. This level of development requires you to have mastered emotional literacy and to have done the work on the areas of your thinking that have not served your best interests. This is the level where you're beginning to master both how you operate internally, but also how you interact with others and your surroundings in a highly effective way. By the time you've mastered this level, you will have completed most of your major development work, and you should have resolved any emotional baggage. And you're now integrated, no longer rigid or chaotic in any of your interactions. You can handle pretty much anything. You're internally stable, flexible, adaptable, and can see only confidence and energy in your future. You're fully capable of making choices and creating change. And again, this is all a process, and you can also build on it. There's no arrival at the top of one mountain and you just stay there. There's always another level to growing. This is the goal for everyone that starts this journey to optimal health and well-being. And we welcome you to continue on with us in our journey to become higher versions of ourselves. Here's your room for your personal comments on page 489. And at this level, having a conscious mentor that is more advanced than you is important. It is, of course, also essential to have lots of deliberate practice. Level 4, the selflessness self. At this level, life really has no struggles. We are no longer frustrated, judgmental, and negative emotions are gone from our days. We're compassionate all the time. Life is happening through us, and we feel very connected to something bigger than us. God, Jesus, Buddha, whatever religious practice you have. Mine happens to be God, Jesus, Holy Spirit. This state continues to grow as we develop our spirituality and correct and connect our higher level of consciousness, either through our religion or our own spirituality. My reason for describing these 4 arbitrary levels of development is to make the point that beyond our current perspective, there's always the possibility to grow and learn more. And when it comes to real transformation, to be able to change and widen our perspective is much more powerful than just giving you more knowledge, more skills, and more experience. When we can see the world through new eyes, everything changes and we're equipped to fully embrace the world. Write down your personal comments here. And then here you're contributing along with other conscious leaders to be at service to mankind. Expanding our awareness and our level of consciousness is a lifelong journey. So key. The last piece of the puzzle. One of the keys to becoming the dominant force in your life and having a healthy mind is to really organize your life around what matters most to you. In other words, decide what's truly important to you and then bring that into being by deciding and putting your focus, energy, and time into creating and bringing it into your life. You become the creator, and your intrinsic motivation, increasing competency, and desire to relate and share your desire to relate and share fuels your progressive ability to accomplish your goals. So it looks like the creator is small and it's a part of the bigger creation. What are you creating for yourself that's not a reflection of who you are? What you are creating for yourself is not a reflection of who you are, what you're feeling, and what you're thinking about yourself. You recognize that all those things do not matter in the life-building process. As demonstrated in the diagram on page 492, you are the creator and the focused individual that is creating something separate and magnificent because you are open, curious, and have a growth mindset. You're not limited by what you or others think about you. Unfortunately, most people have not learned to focus on the desired outcome as the organizing principle for all that they are creating, have a tendency to make it about themselves, as the diagram on this page suggests. They are looking at themselves being the creator and creation like this, rather than you're the creator inside a bigger creation, if that makes sense. As a result, how they feel, how they act, what they are creating directly speaks about who they are as a person. Their success or failure is personal. And so people who make what they are creating about them are much more likely to be closed-minded, defensive, and much more likely to want to be right. And because it all becomes about how they feel about themselves, they become more hesitant to act without being sure, and as a result, are usually less successful. In our book, Identity, Robert Fritz and I go into much more depth, but now the point is use your thinking brain to determine what you want and keep yourself and your emotions out of the equation. You will be amazed at how much you can create once you realize what you think about yourself has nothing to do with what you can create in your life in terms of your health, well-being, and overall success. How are you going to improve your ability to remove what you feel about yourself from what you want to build in your life? And that's something to think about, ponder, talk to your coach about, write down, journal, do all the things. Hopefully, you're as excited as I am for you as you increase your self awareness, master your emotions, and learn to separate what you're creating for yourself from yourself. You are well on your way to becoming the dominant force in your life. Being able to focus your mind where and when you want is a talent that separates those that are fully conscious and thriving from the rest. This has me thinking of like how Jesus moved when he was on the earth. Now that you're aware of what is possible, I hope you accept the challenge to become a higher version of yourself. I I will include some books on my website, habitsofhealth.com, that can help assist you as you continue this journey. As we end this section, you should feel confident that you have the operating manual that will allow you to reach optimal health and well-being. In the next element, we'll shift gears and address living longer in a healthier state. This will help you understand that the most important foundation for the next session is to apply and live by the habits of health you've been developing throughout this year. It's crucial that you stay close to your community and your coach as you continue to develop along this path. In fact, now is a great time to check in with your coach and to share your answers to these 3 questions. What does this element mean to you right now? What does this element give you the opportunity to reflect on? What actions are you going to take as a result of this element? I encourage you, connect with your coach so you can share your thoughts and your actions as soon as possible. Share your thoughts with your coach will help them to become a reality. And make sure you review all of your notes and this element often. Thank you for stopping by with me and walking through element 24. The next element will be 25, the habits of longevity. So again, check out all the things in the description. Please like, share, and subscribe this channel. Share the information. Sharing is caring. And I will see you next time. Take care.